Good morning. It's Thursday, April 18th. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. I'm Sade Campbell, and I serve as the Strategic Enrollment Communications and Social Media Manager here at HCC. Pleased to be joined by my co-host this morning, Ms. Linda Davis, who serves as the College Operations Office Manager at our HCC Northeast College. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Sade.
So happy to have you here with us. Is this your first time co-hosting?
This is my first official co-host. I was a guest on Monday, and they decided to bring me back.
Well, there you have it. For those that missed the segment on Monday, Linda is not only one of our team members as far as staff, but she is one of our alumni at HCC. So pleased to have her voice and her face in the place. I'm going to kick things off for those who don't know where to find us online or to watch playback to the show. Tell everyone where they can find Up to the Minute.
We're live on Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, on YouTube. We're also live on X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at 5 and 10.
All right.
Monday through Friday.
Yes, well, today for Thursday Family Fun Day, we're talking about the annual Blues, Brews, and Barbecue event to raise money and awareness for Parkinson's Awareness Month. Joining us to talk to us about that today is Boyd Bluestein, who will serve as the MC of the event. Good morning, Boyd.
Good morning, Sade. How are you?
I'm doing well. That's quite the alliteration, triple threat for an event. And you and Linda, I think Linda has an affinity for blues in her. I just know it. Y'all are going to have a good conversation in just a second. But first, as students get ready for the end of the semester, we are discussing tips and tutoring with our guest, who is no stranger to the show, Alex Kanakis, who is the manager of HCC Upswing Online Tutoring. Welcome back to the show, Alex.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We are both in studio, which HCCTV is actually actively trying to get back to.
Let's hope.
Yes, happy to have you here. This is the time of year I'm telling people, I see requests coming in. They say, well, we're having these events for students. And then I was like, you know what's on students' mind? Finishing the semester.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And what you always are coming here, I think, you have to always remind people of resources, and the timing of reminding them of a resource matters, because you may have told them this at the beginning of the semester, but now it's really relevant to them as we get to the end. And one of the biggest things that you help our viewers and our students understand is just the distinction between the types of tutoring
Correct.
that we have here at HCC. So I mentioned that you are with HCC Upswing. So let's help people understand what tutoring is available virtually, live, and in person.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for having me here today. I manage the online asynchronous tutoring service here at HCC, but we also have two other types of tutoring available. We have face-to-face on campus, and we also have virtual tutoring through Microsoft Teams. Now, if you go to our website, and that's hccs.upswing.io, on the homepage, even before you log in, we give you the information that you need to access the other two types of tutoring.
Got you. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned asynchronous.
Right.
So let's lean into that a little bit, because sure, there's virtual,
right,
and then there's asynchronous. Help a student understand what can they expect from those different types of tutoring.
Okay. Well, asynchronous tutoring is what we do, and that it's not in real time. It is a offline version of tutoring where the student will submit a submission, an essay, a business plan, a math problem that they can't figure out. And then our tutors will then work offline, point out areas that need to be fixed, and then send it back to the student in a pretty quick turnaround time. Now, right now, we have about a 36, 48-hour wait time for tutoring. So if you submit something today, you will probably get it back on Saturday. And yes, we do work weekends and over breaks.
Well, I think that's the part to remember too. I think that's something that they would not assume. And a lot of times you'll hear people say, hey, just go to the writing center. People may forget, it's like, okay, as I'm going through this process, and a lot of professors are moving toward going through the process of having students submit drafts and outlines and things of the nature. So as you're going through the process of just fleshing out your content, you all are there to help them navigate getting to that final.
Right. And we can look at 2 drafts per assignment, which is great, because after they submit, let's say they submit a literature essay, the tutor will look at it within about a 48-hour turnaround time, send it back to the student. And then the student can send us a second draft. And then when the second draft is received, we'll make sure that they fixed all of the errors, and then just basically help them, wrap it up into a final product, and then turn it into the professor.
Okay. And this is incredible, right? Because you all are such a partner. You're partnering with the student in their academic journey. For students who may not be able to make it on campus, or may not be able to make it to live tutoring during the hours that is offered, this is an incredible resource. So for students that are going through the process, what do you find are some of the biggest kind of ahas? Is it them understanding better around like the type of feedback that you all are receiving? Is it around tone? Is it around fluidity? What do you say they're getting from getting this type of feedback and understanding how they can improve their writing through y'all's process?
Well, for starters, since we're open 24/7, 365, it doesn't matter whether they log in at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. There will be a tutor that will be able to tutor and review their submission. And yes, when we look at an essay, we look at the whole picture. We look at tone. We look at spelling, grammar, punctuation. We look at content. Tutors are trained to ask what are called Socratic questions. How do you know this? Mm-hmm. Do you think you can expand this more? What do you suppose the author meant when he or she said whatever? And students finally get a holistic sense of, aha, this is what I need to work on. And I think it helps quite a bit. It also helps too that our tutors are very knowledgeable about the subject matter. A few of them actually even teach here at HCC, so they are familiar with the classes and the course content.
I love to hear that, because really, a lot of times, and we have a lot of tools and resources and rises of technology, I think, that are giving people a lot of confidence around the ability to create content. Tone still matters, fluidity still matters, and that critical thinking piece really matters, because a lot of times I do a lot of internal consultancy and supporting people in content development, and I say, what's missing here? Why somebody should care, right? And those clarifying questions that you're asking, like, okay, what did you think the author here? You're helping them flesh it out in a way that really connects with an audience better. So without the methodology of where you're trying to get them through those questions, are helping them think through how to build their content better.
Exactly. And the one thing we do stress is to think cohesively, to think creatively, to develop your critical thinking skills, because it's not just writing an essay that is the important thing. The important thing is to develop those skills, so that way when the student leaves and goes into the workforce, they can use those critical thinking skills.
Got you. And one thing you did mention too is, have you considered this? My understanding is that you all are also pointing them to additional resources or sources that can help flesh out their writing. How do you all support students in where you all are? Where would you say you're pushing them to the most to help them get to resources to help their writing?
Well, we have a couple of ways of doing that. Sometimes the tutor will attach handouts or flyers or pieces of information to the submission ticket and say, review these, feel free to save them. You can use them over and over again. We also, on our homepage, have a link to the HCC libraries, and the Library Resource Center offers a variety of help. We have a full-time manager who looks over the content periodically to make sure that we don't have any dead links or any unavailable site access on there. But we cover every single course that is taught here at HCC.
All right, and I know we're coming down on time, and we spend a lot. Look, I write content for a living. We spend a great deal on writing. Don't want it to get lost. What other subjects outside? You said submitting math problems. When should a student think of you all when they're trying to think about whether or not they support you around subject matter? Is it history? Is it what should they?
Well, for starters, they should not wait till the last minute. One thing we do stress is time management, and on the website itself, before they even log in, I tell them what the turnaround time is. And like I said, right now, it's about a 36, 48-hour wait time for most subjects. Now, English 130102, that's turning into about a 3-day turnaround time. So if students are procrastinating, number one, they shouldn't. Number two, they need to get their information in as soon as possible because we've got only 4 weeks till the end of the semester. And trust me, it's going to go really, really fast.
So that 11:59 time, how many submissions do you get at 11 o'clock? Because everyone is at 11:59.
I've seen submissions up until about 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I believe it. I was that student. I was that student. I believe it. So if a student, what would you tell a student who hasn't used the services? How would you appeal to them?
I would say, number one, it's very confidential. It's free. It's easy to navigate. All you need is your HCC email address and your HCC email password. And that way you'll be able to get into Upswing. Before they do, though, they should scroll to the very bottom of the page. And there's a very short 10-minute video that I partially narrated that explains how to upload a submission, what to expect, what the process looks like. So again, just doing a little bit of homework at the very beginning, and they will be able to really, really reap the benefits of our tutoring platform.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this. I think this is like a huge call to action reminder for all of our students and our faculty and our staff to remember to point our students to HCC Upswing. We've been talking to Alex Kanakis.
That's okay.
Kanakis, who's the manager of HCC Upswing. We'll have information posted after the show with more details about how you can connect with the resource. Thanks so much for joining us, Alex.
It was my pleasure. Thank you again.
All right, Linda, I'm going to kick it to you for a little more lighthearted topic. We're going to go ahead and get off of mute. You've been listening to us all that time.
Yes, I got so engaged, I forgot to unmute.
All right, handing it off to you.
Okay, moving on to Boyd Bluestein, not Bruce Springsteen, but Boyd Bluestein, the MC of Blues, Brews, and BBQ for the Houston Area Parkinson Society. Welcome to the show, Boyd.
Thank you so much, Linda.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and you'll be pleased to know I did my homework. I'm wearing red, and so is Sade. The color, I'm told, is for the red tulip for Parkinson awareness. And there are some famous people who have had Parkinson's, such as Muhammad Ali, Bryant Grant, Janet Reno, and Alan Alda, just to name a few. So tell me, this event, before we get too far into the program, the details of the event this weekend, tell us where it will be held.
Absolutely. Very excited to be emceeing for the second year in a row at Wicklow Heights. And Wicklow Heights is, as it implies, in the Heights, 1027 West 19th Street. And it's a beautiful indoor, outdoor, have a fabulous patio, and should weather require it, the event will be held inside. So awesome. It's definitely a rain or shine event.
And so what time is it and what day?
It's this Sunday, and it runs from noon until 4 p.m. And there's just going to be a lot of fun opportunity for families. It's a family-friendly event. And oh my goodness, the blues, which are, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say more important to me than the barbecue and the brews, but it's all a perfect match, and the blues music is going to be outstanding.
Outstanding. Awesome. Sharday alluded to me in the blues because she knows I was a majorette in high school, so I love music. So this event is held every year by HARP. Is that correct?
Yes, Houston Area Parkinson Society is a very active organization that has resources for families and patients that have Parkinson's that really, really help those folks out.
And so the proceeds from BBB
goes to assist those families, as I mentioned, and patients. There's support group, there's education, there's actual physical therapy and exercise opportunities to keep those individuals active and mobile as safely as possible.
That is awesome to hear and to know about. A lot of people may not be aware of that. So glad you're here to share that with us. Now, let's talk about some of the blues we can expect.
Yeah. Well, this year we will kick it off with a 13-year-old phenom vocalist, Allie Ray. I'm talking about you close your eyes when she's singing and you would not dream. She is 13. A petite 13-year-old. She actually absolutely wails. She and her band, Asterium, are all members of the School of Rock. Houston Guitar Center School of Rock has instructional mentors that bring these kids up in a really, really outstanding way.
So I also hear that we're going to have Steve Crossband,
Steve Trace,
Stokely, Leonard Lowdown Brown. Sounds like it's going to be a good lineup. But I have another question for you. Most importantly, tell me about the barbecue. Barbecue.
2 guys in a pit catering service takes good care of everybody who comes and provides that donation for admission. There are 2 different levels. You can go with the general admission, and that'll get you a plate of barbecue, a dessert. Think there might be a salad thrown in. I'm looking at my notes. All I can tell you is it is a nice plate of barbecue for sure. And
so I hear the price range is $40 for general admissions and $75 for VIP.
The VIP 75 will afford you 1 drink ticket as well as a t-shirt in addition to the admission and the barbecue plate.
Well, that sounds great. Now tell me a little bit more about you, that you were the jam master with Houston Blues Society, but now you're hosting KPFT. Is that right?
Well, yes, I became involved with the Blues Society about 20 years ago and became president of that organization, a great 501c3 that works to keep the blues alive here in Houston and definitely support the local musicians and venues. They have a blues jam on the last Thursday of every month. And that blues jam includes a professional showcase band that plays for an hour. And then there's this mighty list of local musicians, both professional and otherwise, that the jam master selects 3, 4, 5 at a time to form an impromptu blues band, and they play a 20-minute set.
That sounds great.
So I did that for almost 12 years, and it was definitely time to hand the reins over. And it coincided with my taking on a blues program on Sunday mornings from 6 to 8 a.m. on 90.1 FM, Houston's community radio station.
All right. Now tell me about the Blues Cat Lounge.
Yeah, Blues Cats Lounge is the name of that program.
Okay.
And I have a ball with my collection and KPFT's collection playing 2 hours of blues, and that kicks off 13 hours of blues on Sundays.
Whoa, so if you want a good Sunday for blues, we know where to go.
90.1 FM or kpft.org. You betcha.
Well, thank you so much, Boyd Bluestein, MC of Blues, Brews, and Barbecue for the Houston Area Parkinson Society and the KPFT radio hosts.
Yeah.
We'll have more information about this after the show. Thank you again for being my first guest as our first co-host.
What a pleasure, Linda. Thank you.
We'll
see you on Sunday at Wicklow Heights.
All right, back to you, Sade.
All right, well, y'all rocked that interview, all pun intended. All right, we're going to kick things off with our news, events, and announcements here at HCC. First up is our Talent Engagement Roadshow happening. We have HCC's Talent Engagement hosting its 4th roadshow with valuable information and network sessions. This week is 457 TexaSaver and the ABCs of compensation, with attendees receiving treats, giveaways, and the details they need to reach those financial goals they probably set at the beginning of this year. It'll be happening from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. today at the Northline campus. To register, please check out the details after the show.
All right. Calling all gamers. Fortnite tournament at the Northeast Northline campus. Attention HCC gamers. Students can participate in the eSport tournament with the winner crowned the Fortnite Intramural champion. It's going to be from 3:30 to 7:30 on Thursday, April the 18th at the Northline campus in Northeast, the Kinesiology Lab in room number E103. Check out the post after the show for registration information.
All right, we have a theatrical production coming up, Pirates of the Commedia, our Southwest drama production. You can come see the show early New Orleans with Mardi Gras, comedy, and adventure on the high seas, all mixed in together there. It'll be happening at 7:30 p.m. today and Friday and Monday, April 19th through the 22nd. I think it is happening an entire week as I'm reading these dates individually. So let's just say, reminder, it is happening at 7:30 today, and it also has showings next week. Be sure to check the details posted after the show about how you can catch the show at HCC's Stafford Fine and Arts Center.
We are also going to have Student Jury Exhibition, Spring 2024. HCC Visual Art expands its horizons through art. So come on out, enjoy in-person exhibitions that feature and celebrate the works of studio art students. The exhibition is going to be April 22nd through May 3rd, and receptions are at local various campuses, and it's free. You know, we love free. No registration necessary. Check out our post after the show for more information.
All right, well, with my guests, we talked about what comes at the end of the semester for finals, but for a lot of people, what they are looking forward to is walking across that stage. So getting ready for graduation is definitely at the top of the list, and don't want any of our graduates to miss the deadline. If you're graduating in May and you've applied to graduate, be sure to register for the ceremony by Monday, April 22nd. That is this upcoming Monday. For details about how to register for commencement, please check the post after the show.
Fall registration is open now, right now. Fall registration has now officially started with regular and small semester offered in a variety of programs. Like all CC courses, they're offered in various ways. We have 5. Online anytime, no established class meeting times unless it's listed. We have online on a schedule. Meeting time is set and the course meets online. We have hybrid, which is a lecture class, which meets partially face-to-face and partially virtual. In-person, face-to-face courses with traditional meeting patterns and various campus locations. And then hybrid. Hybrid is our laboratory studio courses. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, visit us at hccs.edu/apply.
All right, well, coming up as we continue to recognize National Parkinson's Awareness Month, our own fellow producer, Stacey Hawkins, will host a special app manufacturer that tracks the symptoms We'll also welcome back our Transportation Center of Excellence at HCC to talk about our truck driving program. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.